Why play Jax Jungle? Well, he scales into a late game beast. He is an incredible duelist, he's great at split pushing, and he brings reliable AoE lockdown. However, he is weaker in the early game, which makes him vulnerable to being invaded, and he is susceptible to being kited, especially if champions can interrupt his jump. Jax's passive is his basic attacks generate a stack. These can stack up to 8 times, with each stack granting him bonus attack speed. Jax's Q is a point and click ability which causes him to dash to a target. If the target was an enemy, he deals damage, and Jax can cast any of his abilities during the dash. Jax's W is an auto-attack reset which causes his next basic attack to deal additional damage and gain bonus range. When this ability is fully maxed, it has a 3-second cooldown before any cooldown reduction, so you can absolutely spam this. Jax's E creates a circle around himself which causes him to evade basic attacks for 2 seconds, as well as taking reduced damage from AoE abilities. This lasts for 2 seconds and can be recast after 1 second, and when the ability ends, it deals magic damage to all nearby enemies, with the total damage increased 20% for each attack dodged up to 100%. In addition, enemies hit by this are also stunned for 1 second. Jax's ultimate has a passive where his basic attacks generate a stack. When he has 2 stacks, his next basic attack is empowered to deal bonus damage, and when his ultimate is active, this triggers every other attack instead. The active deals damage in a small circle around him, and if this hits an enemy champion, he gains bonus armor and magic resist, as well as getting slightly increased size. For combos, a good go-to is to walk into range and use E into an auto attack and W. Keep spamming away with attacks using Q to chase down your opponent. A good engage combo is to use E into your Q and then reactivate your E for the stun. From here, auto attack into W before spamming away with more attacks. And your all-in is to use Q into ultimate and E. From here, auto attack into W and then just keep on attacking. For matchups, Jax is great into champions who rely on auto attacking or tanky junglers who can easily out-duel, and he can struggle against early game bullies who want to shut him down. For runes, take this, Lethal Tempo has great synergy with your passive and W. For build order, start Green Monster and Pot into a Divine Sundra and tier 2 boots. After this, a Shojins and Zhonyas are great pickups before finishing your build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start E then W then Q before maxing W then E then Q, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Smite. Starting the game, you have a few different options. The safest option is always to do a full jungle clear to make sure you're as strong as possible if you have to fight for Scuttle Crab. And of course, a full clear is just the most efficient way to maximize your gold and experience. Otherwise, you can do a quick level 3 clear by doing both buffs and one other camp into an early gank. However, this can hurt you unless the gank is incredibly free. When ganking, always consider the 3 main points of what CC does your team bring, what escapes does the enemy have, and where is the lane pushed to. When ganking, if you can ever simply walk up to your opponent and use your E, you'll be in a great position, as having your Q available to chase down any dashes or flashes massively increases your kill potential. Entering the mid game, you want to focus on objectives. However, play to your strengths. Jax is an amazing split pusher, so feel free to hard push a side lane, and when they rotate to stop you, rotate to the objective. Entering late game team fights, you can either play as the front line diving onto their back line, or you can play as the engage. As the engage, you want to use your E into jumping into their team and stunning them all, allowing for incredibly easy follow-up. Otherwise, spam out damage on their front line, waiting for your opportunity to jump onto their back line. Stun your carry and deal tons of damage to them while relying on your Zhonyas and your E to keep yourself safe.